Welcome to the Short Funk Podcast. I'm Tom Barbalet, and today a reading from Chapter 5 of Field of Chaos, the Jungle novella. Andrew awoke in the morning before his slumbering companion and started a long letter to a friend in the capital, detailing the evening's events. Then it struck him that this letter may, just may, be read by one of them. Thus he quickly burnt the first draft letter and set about writing another one. Andrew mentioned the conspiracist leader was someone he had never met before, not Kingston. This was a just-in-case something was to happen letter. Things had changed dramatically in the past 24 hours. Andrew was in a subdued state of shock. Andrew formed a letter, addressed it, and stamped it. This may be the last thing the outside world was to see of Andrew. It was his last will and testament. There was a revolutionary movement arming itself. Andrew left Mawson's caravan, letter in hand. Then he saw Kingston. Andrew's movement froze, and then he lifted a hand in greeting. He smiled and walked over, and plucking the letter from Andrew's hand, looked at it. "Who's this to? One of your hacking contacts?" "A school friend." "I can post that for you. I'm going down that way." "Fine, I'll see you round." Andrew smiled meekly. And off he walked, and back into the caravan Andrew collapsed. Now he was done. The situation had changed again in a matter of minutes. Kingston was gone for the next 3 days. The realization was that he could be collecting together a posse to push off the polymorphist, but Andrew normalized with the idea that it was more likely that nothing had happened. In this time Barton returned. He was like a young Germanica, with exactly the same mannerisms. On the second morning, Andrew walked to the general store to purchase candles and their chocolate ration that made up for other carbohydrates. Andrew arrived at the store after the half-hour walk, only to find the thick curly-haired fellow and his feral lass buying supplies. Had Kingston gotten to them after reading the letter? Had Kingston studied the letter? "Buying supplies?" Andrew asked. "Supplies? Ah, yes," the fellow answered. Andrew smiled. Kingston hadn't found them. Andrew returned to the caravan. Gordon was still asleep. It had happened that Gordon spent most of his evenings with Barton and his two companions playing computer games and smoking sativa. Barton's two companions were interesting. They too had fled the capital, but for different reasons. The drug dealer and the heavy. Their presence was enough to make Andrew want to keep away from Barton's building. The heavy was on the run from a restraining order. Apparently he had smashed a window with his fist and broken the glass, so it hit his daughter's head. He had 4 children, and was in his late 30s. The dealer was considerably younger, and of much lighter build. He wore a loose white t-shirt, and under the t-shirt was his black and white rat that lived on his body. One had to describe these two as mellow characters, unless of course they heard the police had just searched the dealer's house, and then the heavy would fly into a twitching rage, where he described how he was going to get his gun and kill the bitch, his wife, if he had to spend another night in the cells. So concludes the reading from Chapter 5 of Field of Chaos, the Jungle Edition. I'm Tom Barbalet in San Jose, signing out.